I don't tell people about this. I usually just keep it locked up inside. But something about the whole ordeal is eating at me, and I can't shake it. I think about it every damn day. So here it is. I'm putting it out there. And if you think I'm crazy, well, maybe you're right. But you need to know. It happened in 2005, when I was 16 years old. I was just another kid. Nothing special about me, really. I lived in a small town in southern Indiana, went to high school, played ball, worked part-time at the local diner. Normal teenager stuff, right? One night I went out with some friends. A typical Friday, hanging at the drive-thru, messing around. It was dark, but not too late. I remember exactly where I was when it happened. I was walking across the street, cutting through the alley between the diner and the bar. The last thing I remember was looking down at my phone, texting my mom that I was on my way home. Then I got hit by a damn truck. I never saw it coming. The next thing I knew, I was standing there, looking down at my body. It was like I was floating. I wasn't on the ground. I wasn't anywhere near that alley. I was high above it, like I was drifting up into the sky, but not in a peaceful, I'm going to heaven kind of way. Number. It was wrong. It felt off. The silence in the apartment was suffocating. I tried to distract myself by unpacking more boxes, but every little sound felt amplified in the quiet. Scratches on the wall, creaks in the floorboards, the faint hum of the fridge. But it wasn't until I turned off the light and crawled into bed that the real weirdness started. At first it was subtle, a soft thud, like something had fallen in the apartment above me. I told myself it was just the building settling. But then, there it was again. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, pacing. I froze, my body stiffening under the covers. The steps were getting closer, each one louder than the last. Heavy boots? I didn't know, but they were unmistakable. Pacing, back and forth, back and forth. I saw them before I heard them. The figures, not people, not ghosts, just shapes, shadows in the dark. At first, there was one, and then more. They didn't have faces or bodies, just shapes, floating like smoke. And they were all staring at me. And I swear to God, I could feel them judging me, like they were measuring me somehow, like they were weighing my life, my choices, everything I'd done. And then one of them moved closer, or at least, it felt like it did. I couldn't see it coming. It just appeared in front of me. It wasn't a thing. It didn't have a shape, but it was there. I could feel it, pressing on me, suffocating me. And it spoke, or rather, it thought at me. And when it spoke, it didn't use words. It was more like a feeling. And the feeling was empty. But this time the footsteps didn't stop. They kept going, echoing through the apartment. I jammed my hands over my ears, but that didn't help. I grabbed a pillow and stuffed it over my head, but it was no use. The sound was deafening. The pacing continued, relentless and unending. I tried turning on music, cranking up the volume, but it couldn't drown out the steps above me. I kept glancing at the clock. 2:45 a.m., 3 a.m. I just wanted to sleep, to escape the nightmare, but it felt impossible. The pacing seemed to go on forever, a constant reminder that I wasn't alone in this building. That's when I realized what I was seeing wasn't a place of peace. It was a place where souls went to be used. There were no angels, no grand halls, no pearly gates. There were no rewards, just endless waiting. And I swear, I couldn't get out. I kept trying to scream, but nothing came out. I felt my soul shudder, almost like it was being dragged across glass. Time passed, or maybe it didn't. I couldn't tell. It felt like a lifetime. I don't know if it was seconds or years. Then someone pushed me back. I woke up in the hospital. My chest hurt. My head ached. The doctors told me I'd been out for almost 5 minutes. I had a heart attack. They said they thought they'd lost me, but I didn't feel like I came back. I didn't feel like me. I still don't. My mom cried. My friends didn't know what to say. They all thought I was lucky. But I knew the truth, and it haunted me. Because whatever I saw on the other side wasn't what they tell you about in church. It wasn't some peaceful afterlife. It was cold. It was wrong. It was a place to trap souls, to break them down, to use them like resources for something bigger. And that's when I realized, we're just fuel for whatever's out there. The doctors put a bunch of wires in my chest, fixed my heart up, and sent me on my way. But my soul was still back there. Every night when I sleep, I feel it pulling on me. It's always just there, lingering like a shadow I can't shake. I know I'm not the same person I was. Every time I close my eyes, I can hear them, those thoughts, those shadows. They're still waiting for me to get old enough, weak enough, ripe enough to be pulled back into their cold, empty world. And I swear to you, if I ever go back there, I won't be the same person who came back this time. I'm just waiting. I haven't told anyone this story, not really. It's been eating at me since it happened. But I felt like I had to share it, because I know deep down, it's not just me. There are more out there who've seen what I've seen. And one day, we're all going to end up in the same place. Maybe not now, but when it's our time, there won't be any grand reunion, no fluffy clouds, no eternal rest. Just cold, empty waiting. And when it's finally our turn, we'll just be fuel. I've been a health and safety inspector for almost 8 years now. It's not glamorous work. Most days I'm checking fire exits, testing smoke alarms, documenting code violations in apartment buildings and small businesses. The job is predictable, methodical, boring even. Which is exactly why what happened last month has left me questioning everything I thought I knew about my routine. Our protocol is simple. Before any site visit, we call ahead exactly 1 hour in advance to confirm the appointment. It's a courtesy thing, but it's also liability protection. If someone isn't home when we arrive, we have documentation that we tried to notify them. I've made thousands of these calls. They all blur together, until the call to the manufacturing company. The work order came through on a Tuesday morning. A small textile factory on the east side of town, one of those places that's been around since the 70s but barely hanging on. They'd requested a routine safety inspection for their insurance renewal. Standard stuff. The appointment was set for 2 p.m. At 1 p.m., I pulled up their file and dialed the main office number listed on the paperwork. 417-555-0392. The line rang 4 times, then someone picked up. "Good afternoon. How may I direct your call?" It was a woman's voice, professional but warm. Older, maybe in her 60s, with that particular cadence of someone who'd answered phones for decades. "Hi, this is Marcus Chen from the County Safety Division," I said. "I'm calling to confirm my 2 p.m. appointment today for the facility inspection." "Oh yes, Mr. Chen," she said. "We've been expecting you. Mr. Hartwell will meet you at the main entrance." "Perfect. I should be there right at 2. "Wonderful. I'll let him know you're on schedule." There was a pause, then she added, "Please use the east entrance. The front doors are being repaired." "Got it. East entrance. Thank you." "You're very welcome. Have a safe drive." The call ended. Clean, professional, exactly what I'd expect. I noted the time in my log. 1:04 p.m. Confirmed with receptionist. Directed to east entrance. I arrived at the facility at 1:55 p.m. The building was exactly what I'd pictured, a squat, industrial brick structure with narrow windows and a parking lot full of potholes. The front entrance had a closed for renovation sign taped to the glass doors, so I walked around to the east side like the receptionist had instructed. A middle-aged man in a button-down shirt was waiting by a metal door, checking his watch. He looked up as I approached. "Mr. Chen? That's me. You must be Mr. Hartwell." We shook hands, and he unlocked the door to let me in. The interior was dim and smelled like machine oil and old fabric. He led me through a narrow hallway into the main office area. "Sorry about the mess," he said. "We're short-staffed today. Just me and the floor supervisor." "No problem. I appreciate you making time for this." I pulled out my inspection forms. "I spoke with your receptionist about an hour ago. She mentioned you'd be meeting me here." He stopped walking and turned to look at me. "My receptionist?" "Yeah, I called ahead to confirm. She said to use the east entrance because the front was being repaired." Mr. Hartwell's expression shifted from confusion to something I couldn't quite read. Concern, maybe, or unease. "Mr. Chen, we don't have a receptionist. Haven't had one for almost 3 years. Budget cuts. I answer the phones myself, and I've been on the factory floor all morning. I didn't get any call from you." I felt a cold prickle at the back of my neck. I definitely called. I have it logged." I pulled out my phone and showed him my call history. "See? 1:04 p.m. I called 417-555-0392. He stared at the number, his face going pale. "That's our old main line. We disconnected it 2 years ago when we switched to a new phone system. That number doesn't work anymore. That can't be right." Someone answered, an older woman. She knew my name, knew about the appointment. "What did she sound like?" I described the voice, professional, warm, that particular phone manner of an experienced receptionist. Mr. Hartwell walked to a filing cabinet and pulled out a framed photograph. It showed the office from maybe 20 years ago. 5 people standing in front of a desk, smiling. He pointed to a woman on the right, gray-haired, wearing a telephone headset. "That's Dorothy Marsh. She was our receptionist for 32 years. She knew this place better than anyone." "Was?" "She died in 2022. Heart attack, right there at her desk." He pointed to an empty desk in the corner, dusty and unused.